Uber-Tuber-Ubers and tuberettes alike. It's another short talk, this time by the interstate, with an old guy, actually, who looks remarkably like Stevie Wonder, don't you agree? Well, actually, Stevie Wonder is a lot more handsome, and by the way, he's taller than I am. Hey, I just want to give you guys in terms of the, shall we say, progress that's being made here. I couldn't believe this. The other day I came by here, I was driving that way, and that's called Main Street, and it'll take you right into El Paso if you care to, but it changes names. Anyhow, the authorities have had this thing blocked off, that overpass right there, which is I guess you'd call it eastbound I-10, but actually here it's almost pointed due south, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They've had that overpass closed now for about 3 months, and I was under the impression, I thought they were going to destroy the bridge and put a new one up. No. If you'll take a good look, and I'll try to zoom in here a little bit, you see that looks like spackling up there? Those lines? Those are stress fractures, but these guys are trying to, it looks like they're puttying over it with an epoxy of some kind. It was like, what? Hang on, let me skip over the guardrail here and not have any incidents, we hope. Oh, boy, getting old. Yeah, so I came by here and I thought, really? Come on. So they had, of course, an entire lane blocked off here to allow the trucks, by the way, you can see them over there, they're not really trucks, cherry pickers, a guy can get up in a little cage there. And I just wanted to take a good look at this here with you today. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Look at this. Unbelievable. Give me a break. Look at that. What they're doing is pasting over cracks. I guess those are structural failures in the concrete with the equivalent, it looks like epoxy of some kind. Yeah, that'll really hold up. Give me a break. And so eventually I guess they're going to switch around and do the same kind of thing to the other bridge on that side. This is just ridiculous. And I thought, well, that's how the old taxpayer dollar gets flushed down the toilet. And I just wanted to take a good look. I haven't really paid attention to this. Like I said, I was under the impression that they were going to put in a new bridge. But no, there's the same action occurring right there. I wish the light was a little better. You can clearly see those vertical cracks, well, they're not quite vertical, and they're all kind of flaring down toward the center load-bearing section. You see if I can get my finger involved. The load-bearing section here, these cracks kind of radiate out from there, which makes sense, and it's unbelievable. Yeah, you can see it a little bit over here on this side too. I wonder sometimes about the highway department here. How in the world that guck they're spreading on the wall, on the concrete, has anything to do with fixing cracks is clearly beyond me. I just sometimes see them. You gotta wonder, somebody smoking dangerous chemicals? And look at this. This is just nuts. And so they've had these little scaffolds set up there for quite a while now, probably a month at least, maybe more. And they're pretty sturdy. The scaffold is probably the stoutest thing they've actually built out here. They hung it off of some steel lag bolts. Look at that. Cracks, cracks, cracks. And they're fixing it with the equivalent of epoxy spackling. Give me a break. So I just wanted to see if the same kind of stress fractures are showing in the bridge that is still in operation right now. This bridge is probably 15 years old, I'm guessing. I kind of forgot when it went in. So, you know, my aging on it might not be accurate. Okay, now I don't see anything that looks suspicious here in terms of any kind of cracking. And neither there. So, you know, maybe the problems are all on that one bridge. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you guys some keen insight as to what passes for highway progress in southern New Mexico. See if I can get out of that sunshine a little bit. There you go. It's a Sunday morning. I just got done with breakfast and heading down to church via the shower. And plus I'll probably trim up my beard a little bit. Yeah, I tell people it makes me look like Elvis. But yeah, this is what happens in southern New Mexico, is that the highway department gets involved. They've had on the if you continue out on Main Street, they've had the other end of Main Street out there heading up toward the mountain, which is going to lead you eventually to Alamogordo, which nobody goes to. They've had that thing blocked off for about 4 months now, and all of that was to essentially build a sidewalk. Yeah, I said a sidewalk. And it's like, what? How does that even happen? And, well, by golly, it does. So anyhow, it's good that you're willing to consider the ideas of getting to church, because, well, you should probably do that. And don't forget to be on time. Have you ever noticed how many people walk into church late? It's like, why'd you even show up? But anyway, that's not my problem. Anyway, you guys have a good day, and it's an old guy by the bridge grumping about epoxy. Not the greatest video in the world, but it's close. Yeah, you have a good day.